I have two biological children and two stepchildren. They range from the ages of 15 to 27. And during the day, I am a real estate investor, which gives me plenty of time to volunteer with CASA.
So I'm Amy. I've lived in Buffalo Grove, Lake County for 33 years. I was a stay-at-home mom when my kids were in school, and I've had a variety of jobs and a later in life career in human resources.
My name is Charlie. I've been a CASA volunteer for almost 2 years. Actually, it's a couple weeks from now. I think it's going to be from this recording. My general background is in the arts. I've done a number of different things, but my background was in theater, and I've been an actor in plays as well as movies.
I'll start by saying I'm a mother and grandmother. And many, many years ago, I was very involved with various different groups, volunteering involved with juvenile justice. But then I went back to school and I became a CPA, and I worked in that field for over 30 years.
The important role I think CASA has is that we're able to go there and just observe and make sure that they're in a safe place. You hear horror stories about children being taken away from their biological parents to then be placed in a foster home where they're also getting abused. So I think that we have such a special role because we get to go in and just have eyes and ears on those kids at all times. I'm really grateful for CASA for that aspect because, again, that didn't exist when I was growing up. Also, one of the things that really surprised me about now that I'm involved in this, because we get to do court reports. So we get as detailed as we can so the judges can see these things. They read them. And so they get to know the children through what we write on those court reports. But what was shocking to me is there's not a lot of judges on these cases. So these cases take so long to close.
The judge in the CASA courtroom really relies on the information that CASAs provide because it's written in a certain way, and we're taught that in our training, very concise, very easy to navigate, rather than having to read through pages and pages and pages of reports from, say, DCFS or foster parents, CASA, case manager. We provide a very comprehensive view of everything that is going on in our case. And I think that's an invaluable service that we do. All kids should be represented by somebody. Every child in the system should have somebody that they can call their own. That's not their teacher, that's not their caseworker, that's going to be stable and steady.
Well, for a simple reason, you are trying to help another human being or beings, if you will, children especially, and that your work does matter because we exist because sometimes the court does not get the information they need from caseworkers or other officials. They need to properly evaluate the case in court. And so that in ourselves, and I've done many reports with Elizabeth, and is very important that the judge has that information and he or she can use that, as a point of view on that. And again, objective information, which is very important, that it's objective and, but again, in the interest of the child. And if we feel that, the child is in a situation where he or she should not be, and yes, they probably should be removed, that's what we'll say. So I think that in itself is very important.
Children who come into this system through abuse or neglect have been through some type of trauma, or they wouldn't have ended up in the system, even if they come in as babies. And I've learned a lot about trauma and what it does to a child and what it can do to their brain and how it impacts them. And hopefully, as a CASA, we can prevent them from having future traumas in their life because it is it's a very difficult road that they have to traverse. And hopefully we can be there to some extent. The caseworkers are, they are overwhelmed. My initial reaction to the system wasn't totally wrong, but I mean, they have many, many, many cases. We have one case or two cases. We can focus all of our attention on that one case and help the welfare system do their job to the best, pick up any loose ends that might have gotten lost in their heavy workload. So it's so important that we're there working alongside with the welfare system and helping these children who, through no fault of theirs, have had to go through such trauma in their early lives.